Champs, I want to ask you a quick question. Is 10K per month really enough these days? Now, from where I'm sitting here in the UK, the answer is pretty damn clear. It's no. In the next 3 to 5 years, I'm going to predict that you're going to see fewer and fewer people using the classic 10K per month as a hook and aspirational income level. And here's why. So the cost of living here in the UK has increased by over 40% in just the past 2 years. That is truly insane, and it's only going to get worse. House prices have increased 29 times since the 70s, but income levels have only increased 6x. That should scare the hell out of you. 10K per month here in London absolutely will not get you the lifestyle of freedom like it did 10 years ago. And I know it's the same in places like the US, Canada, and parts of Western Europe, because I speak to people from these countries every day. Look, in my humble opinion, 20K is very soon to become the next 10K per month. So my question to you is, what's holding you back from making 20K per month or more with your coaching or consulting business? Look, imagine that you could just wave a wand and in 12 months' time, you could have a thriving online coaching or consulting business where you only work with dream clients and you get paid thousands to help them. And instead of having to convince people on sales calls to work with you, they just send you 2 DMs. Now, the first one simply saying, I'm in. And then the second one saying, how do I pay? Well, in this short video, I'm going to show you how I've built my microeducation business from scratch in just the past 12 months by doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. I'm going to show you a simple set of 4 systems that cash flow you a predictable 20K plus each month, but importantly, doing it in a way that gives you total freedom. Okay, no time to waste, champs. Life is way too short and there's so much fun to have. So let's dive the hell in. Right, champ. So this is the fastest route to scale to 20K per month as far as I'm aware, because this is what I've done. I'm just showing you what I've done. Okay, so let's make sure that this is a good use of your time first up. So who this is and isn't for. So this isn't for beginners, to be honest. This is a bit of an advanced protocol. This isn't for people who love shortcuts. This isn't for people who procrastinate. And this definitely isn't for people who prefer money over impact. So who is this for? So this is for people who love freedom and autonomy over everything. It's the number one thing that they're after. They love helping people and they want to make an impact. They are hyper ambitious and they're either an online coach or a consultant or some sort of expert looking to scale, or they're an agency owner or a freelancer and they're sick of the done for you stuff and they want to move to a more leveraged hybrid microeducation model, which is what I do. So what you might be looking for, if this is right for you, you want a simple and effective way to scale your high ticket business. You want a predictable and consistent flow of hot, spicy leads 24/7, so they're coming in whilst you sleep, and you're fed up of speaking to time wasters and low quality leads. You only want to work with dream clients. So if that is you, then you're in the right place. So first up, if you don't know who I am, hey, my name is Tom Youngs. Welcome to my channel. And I've been on a hell of a journey. It actually started in 2013 to 2015 when I was a dentist. So I used to be a cosmetic dentist, and then I quickly realized after 2 years in that job that it absolutely sucked because it lacked everything that I wanted in a job, which was freedom. So I was like, screw this. And I went on a journey, and for the next, I guess like 6 or so years, 6, 7 years, I worked in tech from 2015 to 2021. I worked with some of the biggest luxury and retail brands in the world, helping their online teams improve their customer journeys. So I learned a lot about the online marketing, sales, and tech world. And then I realized it was time. It was finally time for me to do my own thing. I tried a couple of things that didn't work out. I tried an e-commerce business and that sucked. And eventually found myself co-running an SMMA agency where I was doing community building for creators and emerging tech companies, specifically on Discord. And after about 2 years of doing that, we were making 40K per month. And I'll get to the half naked photo of me in a second, but life was really tough then. And this was about a year and a half ago now. life was really tough. We were running an agency which, despite bringing in 40K per month, it was super low leverage. We were having to do all the stuff. It was super low profit. So at the end of the month, I was struggling to pay bills and even feed myself. Not even joking. And it was incredibly high stress. I lost a lot of fucking hair, and I also got in the worst shape of my life. Now, this might not look like a bad shape. For me, this was horrific. And I was addicted to nicotine. I was addicted to alcohol at the time. I was drinking every single night just to forget about the stress that I was going through. The good news is that, 14 months later, I'm in a much different position. I'm running a high leverage, a high profit, and low stress microeducation model with my consulting business, CreatorLaunch. And it's actually because I decided to do everything different to what everyone else does. And I'm in a bit better shape now. So we'll kind of, you don't want to see half naked me. But all I'm going to say is your inner reflection is a reflection. Your inner state is a reflection of your outer state is a reflection of your inner state. And my inner state was in turmoil when I was an agency owner, and now it's not. And so things are looking better, and this is what I've done. So you guys may be familiar with the microeducation business model, and this is kind of like a hybrid coaching, consulting, highly scalable, highly leveraged model. Some of the biggest people that are running this are guys like Dan Koh, Ali Abdaal, and guys like Dakota Robertson. And this is why this opportunity is incredible right now, because the creator economy has been forecast to double in size to $500 billion just in the next couple of years. We are right in the boom phase of this new economy, and this is not going anywhere. We are just going to move more and more towards this style of work. These guys know this, and I mean, after kind of studying these guys, and in fact, kind of becoming their friends, and met up with Dakota earlier this year, took him for a couple of pints of Guinness and an ice cream and steak in London. We had a good time, and I thought to myself, I was like, what are these guys doing differently? Why are they able to make like 4.2 million per year, like hundreds of thousands of dollars per month? Like, what is it that they are doing that everyone else isn't? And I realized what it was. And over the last year, I've helped a bunch of people also do the same, as well as grow my business. So what is the difference? What are these people doing differently that has made it so effortless for them to grow? The truth is because they stopped doing what everyone else is doing, and they started doing what I now do. So they stopped using funnels, and they started using flywheels. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that today. But the great news is this: I'm not the only one that's done this. Those guys are not the only ones that have done this. And I've helped a bunch of people over the past year do this themselves. Like, for example, Austin. He went from being stuck in his 9 to 5 to now he has a thriving consulting business, helping people build communities, large creators build communities. He recently did nearly a $70,000 launch for one of his clients. Ben, I helped get from 5 to 30K in his education business for Amazon FBA. Felipe was in a similar position to Austin. He was stuck in his 9 to 5, and I helped him completely quit his 9 to 5 and launch a 10K offer where he helps people consult their podcasts. So he's another guy who's gone from zero, completely stuck, to having a thriving consulting business. Dan's another guy who started working with a few months ago and has just hit a 20K record month. My favorite part about Dan is that he shared a little story where he closed a £2,500 paid in full, which is about $3,500, with just 22 views on his most watched YouTube video, which is really key about the whole model that we're going to go through today. And he then had the biggest month of his life, just over 20K, which is awesome. Also helped Stephen go from 0 to 12K, a record 12K month in his coaching business, a brand new coaching business in just a few months. And I also helped Ben go from 8K to 40K per month in his tech consultancy. So these guys are all doing what? What are they doing? Let's get to it. So why are flywheels the new way to build businesses online? It is because of one idea. And this big idea I kind of want to get to you is this idea of lead efficiency versus lead volume. Everyone in the industry goes after lead volume and they miss out on everyone else that is in their pool and their audience. And I'm going to show you how to actually make up all of that delta that the people who are not running flywheels are missing out on. So the big idea is pretty simple. So the big idea is we've got, out of 100 leads who follow us, who kind of come into our world, 50% of them they're just never going to buy. They're never going to buy from you. They're not buyers. But the other 50% are. Now, the question is when? So the answer is you don't know. But 15% of them are going to buy some point in the next 90 days. The other, it could take 2 years for them to buy. So most people running funnels, they just let the majority of people slip through, which I'm going to show you. But what's really key to understand is that your future clients, your pool of potential future business is lying within the pool of people who are running funnels let slip through. I'm going to show you why that's the case. So this this idea that I kind of want to get across to you is this idea that you have no idea if people are going to say yes on day 0 or yes after 2 years. But your job is to be there when it's now, is to constantly ask people to raise their hand and say, yes, it's now time for me to work with you. And this is what people running funnels screw up. So here's why I hate funnels. Funnels just rely on tons and tons of people being shoved in at the top, and they end up going through the funnel. And then if you do not catch them with a hook and actually get them to work with you, they end up in just a big pile of dead leads. And that's because of this. It's because of this. So 80% of people aren't ready to buy when they first find you. So people running funnels miss out on 80% of people that come into their world. And it results in dead leads. And that means that people running funnels have to rely on lead volume, which is why if you're running a funnel, guess what? I'm guessing your biggest problem right now is lead flow. There you go. And here's the biggest thing that I hate about people running funnels or running funnels is that you have to rely on sales-based conversion. So typically people need to hire loads of sales team members. They have to get on tons and tons of calls, and that sucks. So I prefer to use a flywheel. So a flywheel stores energy and compounds over time. Really, really a key idea here is that this is something that is going to pay you forward for years to come because people stay within the system. It's a closed system. So it stores energy and it compounds, and it relies on lead efficiency rather than lead volume. So it requires a smaller audience. So you don't have to go chasing virality and having these huge audiences. Example of Dan, my client, who closed a 3.5K PIF just with 22 views on his YouTube videos. I can't even speak. And this is because it's based on marketing-based conversion. So look, stick with me here. I don't want this to get too complex, but here's why the funnel thing doesn't work anymore. So funnels are asking people to go from being a stranger. If you're running like a traditional video sales letter funnel or a webinar funnel, you're getting people who don't know who the fuck you are to go, okay, give me your contact details so you can be a lead. That is a huge ask nowadays. A huge ask is for a stranger who doesn't know who you are to become a lead. And so the next thing is they're asking them to make a huge jump to be a lead into becoming a high ticket client. Now, I don't need to tell you that's ridiculous. And then, of course, this requires huge amounts of volume so that people can go from stranger to lead because it just requires numbers. So here's what's different about flywheels, okay? So flywheels are different because instead of asking people to make a huge jump in trust to become a high ticket client from being a stranger, you make them have tiny little steps. So we go from stranger to follower, follower to lead to customer, and then customer to high ticket client, and then eventually they can become a case study. Can you see how much that's way, way, way less friction than asking someone to go straight from a stranger to a high ticket client? This is why this works. So hopefully you're with me, you're still with me. And this is why I was able to close 9 of my last 12 high ticket clients with people sending me messages like this and not having to do sales calls. Like Martin, who just sent me a message saying, we're locked in, let's make this happen. And we're making it happen. Okay, so coaches, consultants, and online experts always struggle with the same fundamental bottlenecks. It's 3 things. So one is a rigid or complex offer that just doesn't scale. Maybe they're stuck doing one-to-one and they just can't figure out how to grow this thing bigger. The next thing is getting attention and building authority so that people feel like they can trust you, so that you don't have to go through all of the mechanisms of sales calls to convince people to work with you. Instead, you end up getting people asking you to help them. And so the third thing is converting leads to high-paying clients. So this is the skills that it takes to either close people on calls or close people in the DMs, which is now pretty much what I do. So here's what we do. So we're looking for 3 fixes. We're looking for a scalable and easy to deliver offer that attracts dream clients and gets banger results. Really important that it's results focused. We're then looking at content that drives attention and builds authority, which pre-sells leads on working with you. Spoiler alert, this is one of those pieces of material. This is one of those sales assets that I make that are going to help you potentially want to work with me and trust me. And then finally is conversions, predictably converting leads into customers and clients, eventually closing in the DMs like I'm doing at the moment. So 3 things: clients, which is our offer; content, which is our leads attraction; and then conversions, which is our customer and client creation systems. Okay, now everything changed for me in my microeducation business when I stopped using funnels and started using this exact flywheel that I'm going to show you now. It's a super simple set of 4 core systems, which helps me effortlessly ascend people as I've shown you. So we're going to help people get from a stranger to a follower to a lead to a customer who is the first time they transact with us and give us money, a customer to a high ticket client, and then a high ticket client, which is our most valuable way that we can work with someone, because a case study is proof that we need to show other people that we can do what we say we do. A case study. So here's our simple 4 systems that we need to build. So first up, we have our offer. So we have our client, our value delivery system. So our value delivery system is how we get case studies. We then create case studies and we put that as proof into the market. We use one simple ad. It's an Instagram follow ad. You can also run this system on LinkedIn. And this acts as a beacon. Imagine like the bat signal. You're sending up the bat signal and being like, hey, I'm over here and I'm doing this stuff. If this is for you, come and follow me. That's where we get the followers from. And then what we do is we turn them into leads by giving them reasons to get into our community. And in my world, I consider my community my email list. This is a big distinction and where people mess up. They think about communities like Facebook groups, school communities. Sure, I have a school community, but my main community that I'm driving people to is my email list. So once we've got that, we then need to give people a reason to stick around and eventually nurture them over time to want to work with us. And this is our pre-selling system, which is our one simple video. Again, spoiler alert, this is a version of that. And then that is what convinces people to become clients. Super simple, right? 4 systems. And you can see how what happens is people stay in this over time. And then when the time comes, that's when they work with us. Okay, so you're probably wondering a few things. How do I actually create a scalable high ticket offer? How do I appropriately set goals for my business? How do I set up email marketing? How do I launch a community? How do I prioritize all the different projects I have going on? Which platform is best to grow my personal brand? What type of content do I need to be creating to best showcase my expertise and authority? Who should I hire to help me get out of the business? I'm glad you asked. And that is why I'm launching our new growth accelerator program, Scale 20. Super simple. The outcome is to get you to your first or your next 20K revenue milestone in a month. Super simple. How does it work? So the way we have it structured is it's a 16-week accelerator program. This is the build phase. So it's made up of three parts. So we've got our offer. This is where I help you build your one simple offer and your access stack. So a really simplified way, I'm going to show you in a second, of how to work with people that's infinitely scalable. We're then going to focus on your model, which is our one simple flywheel, which is our growth model. And then we're going to work on leads, which is your one simple ad and content. So here's what we do in phase one. Phase one is week 1 to 2. And this is where we focus purely on offer architecture. This is where we build you your access stack. This is a simplified way to build a business which is based around one core offer. We have a free community. We have a first initial kind of like group paid community, and then we have an inner circle option for people to get more support. Super simple. You're just trying to get people to the same outcome. For me, it's getting people to 20K per month. Really simple. And then we have our growth phase. So this is where we implement our growth infrastructure, which is our one simple flywheel of our one simple ad, one simple community, one simple video, and one simple offer. Can you get the theme here? I'm all about simplicity. So this is our one simple flywheel, and this is weeks 3 to 16, and this is what I help you implement over those over those 13, 14 weeks. So how do we actually do this? So what does this involve? So we have a private Slack community of other super ambitious freedom creators, and they're all building microeducation businesses alongside you. So you're never going to feel stuck. You get access to all of our resources, all of our playbooks, all of our templates, everything that you need to build your infrastructure. Imagine it like a franchise model. So, you know, if someone wants to go and start a McDonald's, they go to McDonald's and McDonald's buys them a site, and then they give them all the playbooks. That's what I'm doing for you. So it's super simple. You know exactly what to do. We have weekly live workshops and masterclasses and Q&As with me, again, so you can always ask questions, and then you've just got access to all of the previous live masterclasses that we've done. Phase 3 is the fun part. Okay, phase 3 is then week 17 to 52. This is when we focus on leads, we test, refine, and we scale. And this is where we make it fun and we gamify things, and you go as far as you want to go. And of course, you have to flex. If you join the community, this is a really key part. So this is Alan and Marwan, and they were flexing yesterday. I just wanted to share that with you. So the one question you have to ask yourself is, what is it costing you to not know or not having the skills to make 20K per month? Well, if you're making, say, 5K per month now, it's costing you 15K every single month that you don't have those skills. And that, over the course of a year, adds up to a lot. It's over $180,000 per year, every year, by not knowing how to do this. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, what is it worth to have those skills and that knowledge that me and my clients have? How much is that worth to have the skills to make over 200K a year? So if it's time for you to step fully into the arena and surround yourself with a group of absolute killers and follow a new proven path to building your dream online business, then I want you to follow me on Instagram, because that's the only way I can respond to you. You've got to follow me first, and then DM me the number 77. Why is it number 77? Because we have the community capped at 77 members, and we only open the doors occasionally. Okay, so I don't know when you're going to be seeing this. Could be in the future at some point. The best way to find out about working with me is to message me on Instagram. So there'll be a link down in the description. Click the link, go follow me, DM me the number 77. And if you've just found me and you want to find out the details around the one simple flywheel, so I go into the details about every single part of this, I've got a video for you, which I'm going to throw up right there. Okay, that was sick. And I will see you in the next one.